One of the because I want you to tell the listeners about, because when we spoke, tape, it's not, what kind of business is it?
Well, basically, we're one of a kind in the UK. So we produce accounting, marketing, and IT services to businesses throughout the UK. That's why I'm everywhere. So that's what the business does. But the evolution of tape has seen me now turn it into a brand, and that's why we're here to talk about this campaign.
And it's called #individuality.
That's correct. Yes.
Okay, so you have a night next Friday on the 25th.
25th of October, yeah.
And that is to do with?
Well, basically what we've done is we've filmed 15 individuals who are based around the northwest area, and they all are very, very they all look very different, but they're all doing unbelievable stuff in the community. And they're in every community. They're in London, they're in Birmingham, they're in Liverpool, they're in Manchester, they're in Edinburgh, Glasgow, etc. But they just do not get the spotlight that they deserve. So you have like doctors, Islamic doctors, but they don't get the spotlight they deserve sometimes. And you have like solicitors who don't necessarily look like a solicitor.
Yeah.
And you also have your artists, and it's I don't want to reveal too much, but it's going to be like a mixed bag in terms of appearances, but they're inspiring individuals because they're all there and they're part of the community, and I feel like they deserve the spotlight put on them now.
Okay. Now, one of your quotes was, we cannot change the entire world, but we want tape to represent progression.
Correct.
Okay. And expand on that.
Basically, like when people see tape in the future, God willing, I want them to see something more than just a business. I want them to it's like when you look at Nike, that's my ambition now.
Okay.
I want to get to Nike level. And I know people that know me will be like, yeah, he always goes on and on and on and on. But that's the dream.
Yeah.
Seriously, get to Nike level where it means something, where tape is something that's got you basically. So you look at tape and go, right, they understand me, they get me. It doesn't matter what class I'm from, what color I am, what religion I am, they're going to support me.
I know it's interesting you said that. You were saying before about people not looking like the jobs that they have.
Correct. And
when I went to the States, there was like loads of billboards of mainly like lawyers, and there was a couple of lawyers where I thought, the way they looked, I thought, would I go to you as a lawyer? And then I thought, oh my goodness, that's my unconscious bias. You know, it was bad because I'll explain, like one of the guys, he looked young. He must have been, he looked like he must have been about 25, 26. Had had a suit, gold chain, and locks, and tied back. He looked, he's like a bit of a, I say, pretty boy. But I thought, could I trust you with my case? Yeah. And I did. I felt bad then because I thought, that's probably how people might see me sometimes if I could go forward and say, well, this is what I do. And they go, really? So it's important to break down those barriers.
Of course it is. And also the future, because you don't like our children to one day say, right, I have to turn into this person.
Yeah. And
forget about who they are. And that's the key, really, because if we start to support these individuals and support how they look, then one day, as progression goes on, we can see people saying, you know what, I don't have to necessarily wear that type of suit to be an accountant, to be a solicitor, etc., or dress this certain way. And that's what's important, because it's all about progression over the next course of the 10 years, because the previous 10 years, I think there's been so much progression with diversity and equality, but then the last 3 years have sort of unearthed a lot of.
Yeah,
exactly.
And it's true, and it is, and it's sad, really. It is sad.
But I feel like if we can rein it in by having role models that inspire that next generation to say, you know what, there's a brown guy like Imran doing it. Why can't I do it?
Yeah.
And so on and so on and so on.
And it's true. When I was growing up, I used to think you had to look like Margaret Thatcher to be taken seriously. I didn't know that I could still wear big hooped earrings and red lipstick. and still
that's what she's wearing.
You know what I mean? And still talk to people, because that's what people used to say. Oh no, if you're serious, you've got to look a certain way.
Yeah, of course.
You've got to look bland. You can't have braids. Yeah. You can't have an afro. And it was all these things, and you're going, all right, but by time they stripped everything that you should be, everything that you wear, you just became a shell. So then you can't even deliver your aims, your vision with passion because it's not you
100%,
anymore.
and you lose who you are. You become that bland person, and we don't. I'm tired of that now.
No more blandness.
No,
Imran.
let's spice it up. Nando's have come on the scene. Let's spice it up, isn't it?
So, my final question. So, we want to make sure that, so you've got your event coming up on Friday the 25th, Chester Story House. Is a full day? When does it start? And
it starts at 6:30 and finishes about 11:30. So it's going to be a full on. Yeah.
Okay.
So we've got we haven't released too much information, but I've got an exclusive. We're gonna have Chris Matheson, the MP of Chester. He's going to do a guest talk. And then we've got Daisy Gill, who's from Liverpool. So she's going to perform, and she's wonderful.
Fab singer. She's a fab singer.
The big one is, which no one knows and have been like pressing me to get it out of me, is that we're going to have the Couture Club. So we're going to have Ross and Scott come in to do a talk as well, all the way from Manchester. So that's, I'm really happy about that.
You're so slick, aren't you? You're so slick, Imran. So slick.
And I do it all on the quiet as well, which is, I've always been like that, and it's
Well, you know what? Chester's a great place to do it.
Yeah, it is. And I remember when we filmed the campaign a few months ago, and I said to people that I was going to launch it there, and you could tell 50-50. They were like, And here we are. So I just want to say thank you to the Story House as well for supporting it, and God willing, it all goes well on Friday.
Definitely. So individuality. You've got. So is this going to be like every year? You're going to come up with a new campaign?
Well, we're going to try and do one every quarter. So the next one, I can even sort of tell you guys what's going to happen is we're going to do like a campaign based on streets that basically like Bold Street. So we're going to do a Bold Street campaign. We're going to do a Northern Quarter campaign, a Shoreditch campaign.
Okay.
And maybe one in Birmingham as well. Just to highlight all those people again that make up those communities.
Yeah.
And how important they are to us.
I like that. It's been an absolute pleasure having you in my studio.
No, thank you for having me.
And you smell lovely. What are you wearing?
Tom Ford, but I'm not promoting that. Other brands are available.
You actually smell delicious. That sounds really bad, but it's Africans, we always say, you smell sweet, you smell delicious.
Yeah.
So it smells so nice.
Oh, thank you.
I like
God
it.
Bless you.
So see you soon.
Thank you.